Guten Abend, today, hello, and welcome back to another daily read by, yes, Susie and Ricky. Today, so we've been discussing, and well, before we start, just sorry we haven't uploaded in the last couple of days. We've had some technical issues.
Because we've made the readings. We've done the
We've done
readings.
so good, there were so good readings.
They were so intense. We
Intense.
got a lot out of them.
Yeah,
we had great conversation.
And it would have been good for everyone. But just again, our apologies for. I know a few of you have been asking when's our next reading getting posted. We have done readings. We just had some technical issues. For some reason, we couldn't save or upload them and whatnot. But here we are again, and we're gonna give it another go. We're gonna do a reread of probably 2 nights or 3 nights or whatever it is.
Yeah, the 2 nights that we've read for. We're going to reread
so,
those energies.
The reads we did was red flags, and did you see the red flags?
Yeah.
Or what were the red flags between you and your if you're masculine, between you and the divine feminine, or if you're feminine, between you and the masculine?
Yeah.
And also, what were the
synchronicities.
That's it.
That word.
Susie. That word. Yeah, so we'll do a reread of both of them again, and hopefully we get a message out to everyone tonight. And today, wherever you may be, if it's nighttime, morning, day, whatever. Hopefully this gets uploaded and.
It will. We're confident this time that we've tackled the technical issues. Sometimes though, and it's like we're talking about communication at the moment. Like we've got Venus in Cancer dancing, we've got Mercury in Leo, and we've got these transitions. We've talked about being in transition, and like Ricky and I are in transition too. We might be in a different phase of transition from twins in separation, because twins come together in waves, but we've been going through our version of transition under these energies as well. And the past couple of nights we might not have been able to load those readings that we did, but I feel like we've had some of the best conversations we've had, and learnt a few new things about each other. So it's like, and probably brought us closer again, which is a happy side effect of that. So we can safely say that under these Venus, Cancer, Mercury, Leo energies, that we're feeling the benefit of it in the way we're transitioning to the next phase of how we're growing closer together. So
about union.
Let's have a reread and see if we get some of these messages. So our question was, we had this question asked of us. Did we see red flags in each other when we initially connected? And the other question was, how did synchronicities play out so that we knew to keep our union in a safe place and work on ascension? So let's have a read for that. I'm going to read for the divine feminine. We read from the perspective of the divine feminine. Do it all. Feminine. Help me with this. Feminine. Because by and large they are the ones that we're connecting with most. But divine masculine, if you're watching, take out of it what you can. So here we go. I can talk like you all know. Let's just get into the reading. Red flags and synchronicities. What have we got? We've got the 4 of Pentacles. We've got the Chariot. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Wands. We've got the High Priestess. And we've got the 5 of Pentacles. Right. At first I was going, where is this going? But I've got it. I see it. Righto, underneath the deck, we've got the Ace, the Ace of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So, red flags. In this, can you find the Knight of Swords in your deck? Because he looks different, and it's kind of funny that this is played out this way. The Knight of Swords really is, when they go, was there red flags at the start of the reading? And play this out for you. Why is this so crooked? Hang on. That's so crooked. Sorry about that. Little technical hitch. I don't like it when the cards look all crooked, so I just needed to straighten that up for a second. But Red flags in the Rider-Waite. This is how the Knight of Swords presents. So I'm going to borrow the card from Ricky's deck here tonight. You reckon red flags are a thing? Look at how this one represents. He's actually wearing a red cape, and he's off to the carnival. Was there red flags around Ricky when I met him? Like, he was Vegas. He was the carnival. Like, he was decorated in red flags. But did it stop me from wanting to approach? No, it didn't. I felt the connection, and the connection part was easy, but our lives were very different. And this was me, right? This was me, Four of Pentacles, busy working away, running a business, very, very serious, growing an empire, gathering what working away, working hard. It was a very, very serious scenario. Oh, communication in me tonight. Slow down. Knight of Swords. Was there red flags? Hell yeah, there was red flags. This was the thing that sort of, really got in between us in that initial instance, is it didn't matter how easily we connected, and, we could laugh all day at each other's stupid jokes, and, we can talk about stuff all day long, but the baseline for how we were operating was very, very different. He was all sex, drugs, and rock and roll and wanted to have a good time, and, oh yeah, he was dressed in red flags, and I was very much more serious, much more focused on growing an empire and being stable and secure. So yes, when we first connected, there was a whole bunch of red flags that, and on top of that, like, there's 10 years between us. I'm 10 years older than Ricky is, and we come from very different cultures. And there's a lot of things that should have gone, you guys need to stay away from each other. You're clearly not compatible. And anyone looking in, our family and friends were going, don't know why these two connect the way that they do.
Here we go, yeah.
Yeah, and we'd bounce together, bounce apart, come back around again. And I don't think anybody really foresaw, least of all us, that we'd be here at this point doing what we're doing. And I saw a reading today, or I saw a comment today. We're active in on social media, connecting with people and listening to the kinds of things that are being said and the kinds of things that are concerned about that we think that we can help with. And somebody today said, what makes people think that they can tell twin flames how this all runs, or something to that effect? It was along the ideals of going, what gives people the right to tell twin flames how this journey operates. And I guess I kind of want to address this under this red flag ideal, because there's no way that Ricky and I could have foreseen, under all of this energy, that we would have been here on mission together, trying to reach back to the next wave of twins who are, trying to figure out what it takes to come into union. And we're not sitting here as experts. We're just going, this is what we know so far. Yeah, experience.
Just our own experience.
This is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we were able to overcome, to understand what our journey is as twin flames. And, the kicker on that is we want to reach back and help. We understand that twins come together, in waves. And I know that the wave that was before us, they really helped me, listening to people talk and listening to their experiences. And there weren't a lot of twins in union at that point. And I would have just about cut off my right arm to hear somebody say that there is hope for this journey if you follow the doctrine, if you understand the patterns, if you get serious about ascension. Because I was a serious person, legit, I've got a good sense of humor and all of that, but do I crave knowledge and information and processes, and am I somebody who really, plans and, running businesses and that kind of stuff? That's me, very, very serious in that operation, and I was looking for evidence, I was looking for proof. So when our union came back around from where we started to where we are now, the natural thing for me to do was to reach back and say, here's some proof that these unions can come online if you follow the path of ascension. So that's my starting point with our red flags, and it's, I wasn't going to go straight there, but when I saw that the Knight of Swords come out of the deck from this side, Yeah, there was red flags, divine feminine.
I was Cirque du Soleil.
It's like, get your trapeze, you know, like, here we go, this is going to be a heck of a ride.
Welcome to the circus.
Yeah, fully. But here in this process, it wasn't. If this was Ricky going Mark 10 with his hair on fire, with all these red flags and everything going on, I also had this version of Ricky. This one that you know, was an easy connection. We were very affectionate with each other. All of the above. All of this worked as well. You know, we weren't afraid to connect and have intimacy and, you know, laugh and sing and carry on like we were, you know, completely connected. Anyone who looked into that version of us go, why can't these two figure it out? But then anyone who looked at this version of us going, oh my God, this is a train wreck waiting to happen. So, you know, clearly the universe is, when I've asked the question, or when what's being read about is the red flags, is if you've experienced these massive red flags with your twin. And the way I, you know, the comments and the way that we're discussing things with the divine feminine, you're like me, you know, I see you. I look back and I see you. So many red flags, and there's no real good reason why you should hang on to this connection, given that you've been to the circus. And now your red flags could be really, really different to mine. Perhaps your person works too much. Perhaps they're in relationships with other people. Whatever your red flags are, we're reading general energy for the broad collective. So Ricky was sex, drugs and rock and roll. That's how he fronted up when I met him. And I was Little Miss Serious, running my business. But this worked. The way we offered each other connection really, really worked. So then you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which goes, things had to change. If we were ever going to maintain a connection, there had to be, something had to give. There had to be a 180 on the way that we were operating in, not the way that we related to each other, but in understanding the connection that we'd found ourselves in. So the Wheel of Fortune requests a 180 in the way that you view things. So for mine, my 180 was, don't worry about the night, we felt love, that wasn't a problem. The 180 was, you know, I was never going to tell Ricky what he had to do about the way he's lived his life, and he wasn't going to tell me any different either. We had to figure that out independently over here. We left the void for growth. Now, we talk about this starting off as one, splitting, the force that's applied on one. Because of quantum mechanics, we understand that the void is not a nothing. That is, there is something in the nothing that causes you to be entangled. The split particle theory is really relevant for twin flames, and they've currently set it at about 20 miles apart. They can split the particle and they can apply a force over here on one, and the other one is reacting. That is like, look into it, the split particle experiment, and it will give you some baseline understanding on how there's not a nothing in the nothing with twin flames. Now, if you fill the void for them, then, like, if I had to continue to chase Ricky and expected him to change and make some kind of concession on my behalf to get on board with the way I was living, I never would have won that fight. And we talked about the fact that if I had shown up and I was someone who was sex, drugs and rock and roll, that Ricky would have probably still been going Mark 10 with his hair on fire.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have known any other. I wouldn't have known better.
You just would have kept going.
Yeah, we'll just keep going. I just would have thought that's the path that we're on. And
that's what we'll keep doing.
We're on the same vibrations, and that's party on.
Party on. Was it party on, Wayne? Party on, God. Yeah. But that wasn't what happened. So we went our separate ways, and when we went our separate ways, this was still me, this was still him. But what I did, I had the journey applied to me, or the force applied to me, and it started rattling over here. And by default, I did not have to say, do, act, do anything. I did not have to close that void at all for this reaction to happen over on this side of the fence. Okay, so when I sit here and say, yes, all the red flags were the reason that we initially come apart, was it that, did I have to fix them on Ricky's behalf? Hell no. Did he have to fix red flags for me on my behalf? And mine were different. I had, like, emotional phobias up to my eyeballs. Like, I was, you know. See
you later. No, I'm not good company. No,
I'm not good.
Bye-bye.
Tapping out. See you later. So we had our own red flags, you know. Like, it's easy to spot Ricky's because they were. He was wearing them. My red flags were a little less obvious, but they were certainly there.
Enough. Cape. Yeah, the cape was.
enough to create the void in between that allowed the ascension journey. Okay,
so that'd be our sinks. Our void in our between that red flags and sinks.
yeah.
That would have been our sink in that void.
In the void was where the synchronicities occurred, because you're right.
Yeah.
In this space was going. So in the nothing there is something, and we were still connected, right? Even though, as in the experiment, say we're 20 miles apart, probably near close to that, not even
2Ks.
Yeah, something like that. But in the void between, there wasn't nothing happening. The synchronicities that were occurring, and you're going to have to remind me of what this random song was, but this is how it played out for us. Not 3 times. So when we were enjoying this connection in the initial phase, put this Knight of Cups there, right? One of the big things that, like, we laugh a lot and we have a lot of fun. We like to sing and get in the car, pump the music. We like the same kind of music, and it's kind of music that not other people necessarily enjoy, but we both like the same kind of thing. So any day, one day, Ricky puts on this random ass song. It's in the right genre, but I've never heard of it. And I've gone, what is this random tune? And he's like fully knocked 3 times and he's knocking on the table and singing away. I'm going, I've never heard that song. What is it? And it's something that he loved. I'd never heard it before and hadn't heard it again beyond him, right? So we're in the void. Take this connection away. We're in the void, and I'm a million miles away in a completely different town in a shop. And this random song comes, you know, they play music over the PA in the shops. Here it is, knocked 3 times.
Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no.
So this random song came on, and I went, there's only one person in the world I would connect that song to. And it was like, it just hit me in the face. So it was like the universe was going, reminding me to that he still existed. And I suppose the other one that was, you know, a little strange to discuss is that, you know, I moved into another relationship, and legit every other week, like, I think he was more obsessed with Ricky than I was, because it was because, like, it was like I wasn't allowed to forget that Ricky existed. And even though we went 2 years without talking to each other, every other week I was accused of cheating, or why don't you run off and see your mate, go have coffee with him. You know, it was like, as much as I was trying to get on with life and do the right.
But we had no communication whatsoever for those 2 years.
Yeah, but you didn't disappear for me. And what was it you were talking about, the colouring?
Oh yeah, like I just get the urge to, like, because Susie's the juxtapose, the artist, and I had this colouring book, and obviously Susie had done a couple of pages in the book, and I'd pull it out some days just with the urge, like I wanted to colour, but I'd open it up, pull out pages that Susie had done and finished, and I put them out there, and I just look through the book, back to front to back, and not colour anything. It was just book like reminded me she was still there.
Yeah. So that I guess that was the thing, is like, for as much as we held these red flag energies going, we completely conceded that, you know, couldn't be together in a traditional sense because of how many red flags there were. You know, we were constantly, it's like, if we use the Wheel of Fortune as an ideal of karmic returns, this thing kept spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And as much as I tried to run away from this connection, it kept spinning me back around to, you know, remember Ricky, he still exists, he's still out there. And I really had to learn.
Remember that carnival you used to go to?
You want to jump back on the merry-go-round? But it was like that. But I was like, nope. And then until the point came where I really got serious about the journey, the ascension, and understanding what it was to be a twin flame and to ascend, and what to do with the connection while I was learning to grow. So what's the next level there? We've got the Knight of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. So again, if we're talking red flags and synchronicities, the Knight of Wands is like, it's a passionate energy that does push forward. So, you know, like, what I guess what I want to go with this one is like the synchronicities never lead you into something that sticks. So if we're looking at like you'll suddenly have that rise of passion again, which is connected with the Knight of Wands. Like, he's a passionate character, so you get that rise of passion happening again. But then here you go, going the Two of Swords. It puts you into a place of confusion. It's like, do I chase? Do I run? You know, what is it that I'm supposed to do with this scenario? I keep getting all of these synchronicities popping back up, and they're still loaded with red flags, because I know that our connections, you know, we've never been able to hold it, and all it does is lead me to places of pain every time they flee. But what the universe really wants to give you with these synchronicities is to understand that the red flags were there to serve you. The differences between you were designed to allow you, the baseline of these connections is to understand oneness and to understand separateness. Now, if you two come together in the initial instance, like these energies that push you on this growth, where it's this push of passion, and then it's the withdrawal. That's the stuff that gets you searching. That's the stuff that gets you growing and moving into the point of clarity, where you actually start to understand the journey that you're on, and why the red flags exist, why there's 10 years difference in our age, why we're from different cultures, why we held different values, all of the above. You're a clown. I'm still at the circus.
My ring glass is just getting better.
Clearly I have clarity. But you come into understanding about what the journey's about, and you know, why the energies don't stick until you're aligning with them, even though you have all of these moments of confusion going, am I a twin flame, or is this just is this person just a narcissist? Are they just out of control? Will they ever change? I don't ever see any change. I can't believe they're ever going to change. This is what gives you clarity, the journey. Understanding that the purpose of the journey is to understand separateness and understand oneness, and understand that you are never, ever, ever apart from your twin, because you are always, you've come from that one particle. You've landed on the earth plane. You've been coded how you've been coded to behave the way you're going to behave. And you know, whatever stands between you and your twin is designed to have, like, these patterns are real, they're painful, they're brutal, they're all of the above, but they're designed to let you experience oneness and experience separateness, to finally understand that you're never separate, because in the void there's not nothing. There's something in the void. It's entangled. It's all the time entangled, because you come from the same soul blueprint. And this legit is the clarity that the universe, that the divine wants you to understand. If you can come to that conclusion, you'll know that this is never apart. And what force is being applied here is being applied here. And honestly, let us be testimony as much as we can be. You know, we don't sit here professing to know everything there is to know about the twin flame journey. We don't. We're sitting here going, we've been able to come back into harmonious union, and we're looking out to the twin flame community, seeing that the next wave is burgeoning. It's ready to catch the wave into shore, and people are struggling. And we want to let you know that we were struggling too. We had these big obstacles to overcome, but the journey, you can get to the other side of it, and you can claim your status as twin flames and work through your ascension journey. What are you showing the world right now? Sorry, I should probably say, you know, the Four of Pentacles. I am representing this to how I was operating. Kind of skipped over it, didn't I? But it comes through as the push from the universe. The Four of Pentacles is all about gathering your resources, divine feminine. So for mine, it's like focusing on your stability, focusing on what to do. If this is your divine connection up here, you get a very practical view of it. Yes, you still feel emotions. Yes, you'll still have to deal with the waves of pain as they arrive. And we talk about that in past videos. And I won't throw every concept forward during every video because I will be talking all the time. But we will go back and forth from talking about feel it to heal it. But essentially that energy has to move and you're able to put your divine connection in a healthy place. This is the search for knowledge. This is coming to understand who you are as a twin flame. You know, understanding what the soul ascension journey is, what your role in, how important you are in this journey. And look, everybody, I will say this every reading, is everybody is on a soul ascension journey. Your particular journey, if you are identifying, if you are claiming the twin flame journey, that is your path to ascension. It doesn't make you more special than the next human being, but what it does is put you at the forefront of this wave of ascension for all of humanity. It's like you are the one at the front of the jungle and you've been given a machete to cut the grass and the vines out of the way. So first, divine feminine, by and large, by this doctrine and patterning, you go first, you understand it first, you come into knowledge first, and the divine masculine follows. When unions come online, then humanity follows you into that higher vibration. It's a very special role, it's a very powerful role, and it's one that you need to gather resources for. So you need to have knowledge if you're going to walk this journey. You really, really do. And the separateness coming apart from your twin is really where the divine pushes you to ascend. Let's face it, if you had come into connection with your twin and experienced all the joy and love and fun and harmony that these connections promise, would you ever go searching for understanding? Would you ever go searching for knowledge? I'm going to sit here and say, I don't think I would have. I would have just settled happily back into our everyday life, enjoy our connection. I would not have felt the push to get up here and want to share this information to help the next person through it. If you don't go through it's the struggle. Do you know, they talk about the butterfly, like when a butterfly busts out of a cocoon. If you help that butterfly out of the cocoon, its wings will never be strong enough to fly. And it's like, it will die. The butterfly will die if you help it out of its cocoon, because it's in the struggle that the butterfly grows the strength to use its wings. And twin flames are exactly like that. It's like you go into the cocoon of separation and you're in the struggle to bust out of it until your wings grow strong enough to fly. That's you aligning with the mission and being strong enough to fly in it. How do you do that? You're going to have to gather resources, divine feminine, and the universe is saying that's the push upon you now. And then what you're doing is you're charging forward with it. You're accepting, yes, I am a twin flame. Yes, I am on mission. Yes, I've got work to do. Yes, I'm going to figure out what ascension's all about. Look at the fast pace and the forward momentum of this energy. And I've said this before in readings that twins on the next wave are going to have much shorter separations than twins that went before you. The energy is moving faster and the vibrations are sitting higher. The planet has lifted her heartbeat and it's going to ask you to join that heartbeat and lift into the vibration. The more twins that come into union on that higher vibration, the faster these cycles will turn around. So for mine, this is the universe giving you a thumbs up. They see you on mission. They see you doing the work and they're saying, we're going to push this energy fast forward. And I would not be surprised if these unions are turning around and that our community is coming back to us by the end of the year saying, oh my God, things have shifted. Our union has turned around. We've got a new perspective. Things are moving forward. In the soul space, yeah, there's still a little bit of juggling going on, which doesn't surprise me under this current phase. And I opened the reading saying that we're in a transition energy. Depending on where you are in your journey, you're going to experience it differently. Ricky and I are definitely experiencing it from this side of coming back together. Our lives, we're manifesting so fast. Things that we want to do together, things that we want to achieve. We've quite literally, like Ricky calls a 24-hour manifestation. We get really serious about what we want the next little bit to look like, and you blink and we're moving into that next phase. So what I'm saying about this is that the transition phase might feel like you're in a bit of juggling of going, I've got to manage my 3D and my 5D worlds, and I really keep shaking this table, so sorry. I've got to shuffle my 3D and my 5D worlds. It's in your soul space, so it's like, careful what you wish for, divine feminine. because under this current energies, it really feels like manifestation comes quickly. And I know that the Two of Pentacles is not necessarily that energy of manifestation, but I felt like I kind of wanted to say it here because I feel like you're juggling 3D and 5D in your soul space, which is going, what is really going on in the 5D that I want to bring down to the, see this, what is going on in the 5D that I want to bring down to the 3D, and what am I experiencing is the connection between the two. And what I would suggest is here is when you get to that balance point, that tipping point of juggling these energies, you actually find the grace spot, the spot where the universe creates on. So for you to be in this process now of juggling the 3D and the 5D to get to the sweet spot in your soul space, that's where you manifest from. And it's a point of gratitude for the journey. It's a point of gratitude for the, you actually get grateful for the pain. You get grateful for the separation. You get grateful for the union. You get grateful for a lot of things when you have this understanding that separation and oneness are there to serve you. These are dualities, right? When you get really appreciative of all the dualities in your life, and you can settle on the sweet spot of gratitude in the middle, that's where the universe creates from. And this is what you've got in your soul space. So you might be really, really shaking down right now what that looks like for you, how to balance those worlds. What is your challenge that you want to, you want the passion back, right? I get it, because we've got the Venus, Mercury, what have we got? Venus and Cancer.
Cancer.
And then we've got Leo. Mercury and Leo. We've got them all dancing. So the push is going to want to be seeing some kind of something happening, some kind of spark. You want to feel the spark, but you're looking out across. And here, look, I'm looking to my 5D and 3D and going, just give me a spark of hope, will you, Divine Masculine? Give me something that says I'm not crazy, something that says I'm not wasting my time on this journey. Just give me something. What I want to say to you, Divine Feminine, is that regardless, look, I'm going to say, if you're a twin flame and you're doing the work, you know, the success rate of twins coming back together, they predict it to be around 95%. Of all the doctrines and information that I've read, that's the prediction. Not that I've made that prediction. That has been a consistent theory that I've read from people who know far more than I do. I'm not an astrologer. I'm not a theorist of any kind. I'm a seeker of knowledge, and I read and test and a battle test. I play one doctrine against another to find out where the truth is. What I want to say to you, Divine Feminine, is you're looking for that spark right now, and you're going, I hear it in your comments going, am I just stupid for pursuing this journey? Am I just wasting my time? Am I going to get to the end of it and just find out I've just been a real fool for claiming that I'm a twin flame and this person has just played me? What I want to say to you is that what you would have learnt along the way, right? What you would have gained by pursuing faith, hope, and love, understanding spirituality and science, and building yourself in an ascension path, you're not going to lose. If your twin doesn't come back and you've taken this ascension journey with the divine, you cannot lose. What you will get out of it will serve you to your dying day and beyond. So don't hold the fear that if you do all this ascension work, that somehow you're a fool, or that you're stupid, or that this person has played you. This person has triggered the most amazing journey you'll probably ever take. And I promise you, I don't regret for a second how much knowledge I have consumed, like how much information I've chased after, to be able to sit into this place where legit, and Ricky would probably back this up, it takes a whole lot to rattle my cage.
Oh yes, definitely.
Like it takes a whole lot. Like, you know, I just don't let little things don't bother me. Big things don't bother me. I know how to deal with, you know, because of this journey. Like yeah. I'm a pretty cool, calm customer most of the time.
It takes a lot.
Takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, and like I laugh a lot. We have a lot of fun, and you know why? Because of this. Was I a much more serious character back then? Hell yeah. This journey has taught me what to do with stress. It's taught me what to do with frustration. It's taught me what to do with heartbreak. It's taught me how to be kind, how to love, have faith, how to heal. It has given me. If Ricky had never come back, I still would have been grateful for this gathering, for this harvest. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, ma'am.
It's like the journey still served you, even though we're sitting here from a really grateful space.
Yeah.
even without this, we would have been grateful for the journey.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely being grateful for the journey.
Okay, next bit of advice. You ready? High Priestess, the gatekeeper. She is the gatekeeper for this stuff, right? And I fully feel it for you right now, is that she's here to help you with this juggle. Does she want you to dance between the 5D and the 3D? Yes, she does. And what she's going to do is show up in your 3D world to give you this. I don't think your twin is going to give it under this current energies, but they may. The push is pretty solid for them to deny. But what I want to say to you is that I feel it's more likely that you'll receive it with working with the High Priestess energy. So that is that juggling the 5D and the 3D and shaking it down to get to the balance point. And what the High Priestess will do is give you the synchronicities in your 3D world. Knock 3 times on,
Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me, baby.
And twice on the pipe if the answer is no. You'll get your synchronicities in the 3D world. The High Priestess, if you get really engaged in shaking down between the two, you'll get the synchronicities that you need to reassure you. You're not going to have to fight with chasing them for the answer. It'll come to you anyway, right? And you'll just know. And the High Priestess, trusting in that process of the divine giving you very, very clear. Look up here, the High Priestess. This is the 5D, and you go through this. I call it the 4D interface, where all the information is downloaded. Here she has mastery over bringing all that information through, and then she manifests it into the world. Look for these signs. Get into meditation. Get into your dream space. Journal the heck out of the stuff that comes through, and then look for the edification in the 3D world. This is where you can stop juggling and know that the information that's coming to you is legit, and you can claim your journey and get on with the path of ascension. What is the likely outcome? Is the 5 of Pentacles. Now this is a bit of a tough one, because you do have this challenge of being like you just want this spark to ignite. But for mine, it feels like your journey right now is all about, and 5 is a transition energy. It's all about understanding what to do with the 5D and the 3D, and looking for those clues in your 3D world to edify what's being brought through on your path. One of the big questions I get asked is going, what do I actually do? What is my actual next step? And your actual next step is accept and surrender. Accept that you are on a twin flame journey. That's number 1. Let that seed into your soul. I am on a twin flame journey, and it is my path of ascension. Surrender is to what the divine brings forth from that. I can tell you honestly that I never knew one day to the next what the next lesson will be, but I guarantee you they kept showing up. It was like anytime I thought I was done and I'd had all the answers, the divine would go, here's your surfboard, Susie, it's all waxed up, you're ready to catch the next wave in. Next set's coming in. And it's like, it does, it comes, you feel like you're out in the cold from, you're not looking at, and it feels counterintuitive to put this gap between you and your twin to create the void. You've got that space, you've got the void, and this is what it feels like. If I lay them down here, this is what's in between, right? There's you, there's your twin, and what's in between is the transition, the change, the gap. And this, you don't want to feel it. You don't. You want to allow the divine to work with that 5 of Pentacles energy of having you, it feels like you're out in the cold, but understanding this separateness is a really, really key ideal. Let the High Priestess help you come into understanding of what that looks like. Completely stuffed up where that was. I got a bit carried away. Righto. Divine Masculine. What's going on with you under this red flag energy? What are we talking about? Red flags and synchronicities under this energy.
Yeah, under this energy, yes.
Righto. The Emperor. Wow. Look, this one is like the way that the universe is pushing the divine masculine is really to rise up in their masculine energy to lead and to protect. Like, this is the push that's coming against them. And like I was saying before, when you're on mission, it's you out front with a machete cutting the path for everybody else. And this is what an emperor does. They are the ones that lead the way. They are the protectors, and I mean, I'm just saying the same words, the leaders and the protectors. The Emperor, that's the job they do. And we're talking about if you are on mission, is that what you're supposed to be doing? But let's have a look at our Emperor, right? Let's have a look.
What is red?
Do you see what I see?
A red cape.
Look at all these red flags.
It's not a flag, it's a cape. Like Superman.
Like Superman. All right, we'll take that.
Isn't Superman's cape red?
Yeah, Superman's cape is red.
He's the biggest red flag here. Everyone loves him.
Oh boy, give me strength. Right, our Emperor is wearing his red flags. Look, is he a leader? Is he a protector? Is he someone who's going to carve the path for everyone who's coming forth, for everyone who's going to follow behind him? Yes, Divine Feminine, you've got to gather all the resources and you've got to learn and grow and move it forward. And our Emperor is sitting here in his red flags, but he is the one who's going to join you on the mission. I know. Look, you could not have paid me, not to pick on you, but you could not have paid me $1 million to believe that Ricky in his red flags going Mark 10 with his hair on fire would rise up in Emperor energy.
It was a crown. My hair wasn't on fire. It was a crown.
Oh, you had a crown? You always had a crown? There you go. He was always a king. I knew it. I knew it. But he was still dressed in red flags. And it did prevent us having a connection back then. We still had a lot of work to do. So what is the push on the Emperor? It is definitely be aware of the red flags and know that it's part of the journey. It's part of the reason why you have to separate. It's part of the reason why you can't be together until it's understood what the role of the Emperor is. So, interesting card there. What have you got for how he's showing up in the world? Oh yeah, look, I like that. That's good. That's good. That's progress. That is the mechanics being underway in the air. I think our camera keeps turning, but I'm going to keep rolling. This is the mechanics of the change being in the air. It's fast-paced action. It can represent communication. For twins, we love seeing the Eight of Wands come out because it opens the potential for communication to occur. What I'd like to think is what this energy is that it's the push to move into a more divine role. I don't see it necessarily as a communication card, but we'll keep reading and see what we say. The collective is large and the wave is broad. So for some twins on this wave, this could represent connection in a very 3D way, communication, reaching out. But I would definitely, if it's not that, I would definitely say it's forward movement and that you will have some indication of it. You will feel the push forward. You will feel that Divine Masculine has made some kind of a move in his world to rise up in Emperor energy despite the red flags. What have we got in the soul space? Oh, Four of Cups. Yep. Yeah, look, here. Again, I mean, he's still very focused on his worldly things. We definitely still have that ideal where he's looking at his cups here and he doesn't want to kick them over. But under the shade of the tree, the divine does have, and look, I don't always read this, with the, I want to say that this one is like eyes closed. I kind of want to read it this way and not look at the 3 cups on the ground. I just want to go, perhaps this person's got his eyes closed. He is defensive for sure. He's got his arms crossed versus being in a, when we meditate and we put our hands out and we open to receive energy, he's still got his arms crossed. So there's a little bit of not wanting to receive. And again, he's wearing a red shirt. We've got another red shirt on.
Point out the obvious.
Yeah. Seriously, it's there. The red shirt is there. And here the divine is going, I have a genuine cup for you to drink from. I'm offering this. I'm asking the Emperor to rise up in his role of being a divine masculine and to lead. So that's not, what have we got as a challenge? Okay. Yeah, righto. Here, divine feminine is asking for some kind of a spark, some kind of show some interest, show something going on. And here the divine masculine is actually, his challenge is to remain single. Yeah, this is a card of me. Honestly, you shake your head. I saw that. This is a card. Yeah. It can be. I can read this a couple of ways. It can be that he's looking at divine feminine and going, is she single and ready to mingle? It can be. Because the 9 Pentacles is someone who's got it all going on, and the 1 Pentacle that they're missing is that relationship. And when we're reading for twin flames specifically, I mean, I would read this card a dozen different ways depending on where it falls. So essentially it is the card of being single and independent, and you know, you've got 9 out of the 10 Pentacles that are available in tarot. 10 Pentacles is kind of the end of that run of cards, and here you've got like a single feminine creature. She's there and she's single, she's ready to mingle, she's looking pretty cruisy with what she's got going on. And we go, so how do we read this for you, Divine Masculine? Here we've got this spark that wants to be lit. Is it that you're looking at your Divine Feminine and you're asking the question, are you single and ready to mingle? Have you met someone else? Or is it him going, I don't know if I want to be single anymore? That could be read in a couple of different ways. What have you got as advice? Let's see if we clarify that.
10th Pentacle.
The 10th Pentacle. Seriously, look. Oh, the 10th Pentacle.
I see you, baby.
Yeah, I see you, baby. Shaking that pentacle. Sorry. Bad. Really bad. So there he is. Look, the advice from Spirit is he wants to offer that 10th Pentacle. I'm going to suggest that he's going, Divine Feminine, do you want this 10th Pentacle? Are you single? Am I tired of being single? I'm ready to make sure that we both have 10 Pentacles going on. This actually, which makes you want to look at this and go, is this a time where he's ready to communicate and ready to make an offer? Is it a time where the divine is pushing him to stand up in his divine masculine energy and go, yeah, you've got red. See, I don't see that as yeah. Because of the nature of the reading, I'm still going, the red flags are really jumping out at me. And here, there's still a resistance to the divine message. So perhaps this is like, you know, because it does come in as the challenge, right? The advice from Spirit is that's what he should do. The challenge is to actually go, maybe what's going on there is he's looking in and just asking, are you single? Have you met somebody else? Are you available to receive this 10th Pentacle?
Are you ready for me?
Are you ready for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we done enough work together to be able to work these 10 Pentacles together? I'm still feeling as though it's a push versus a thing that's going to happen, because this comes through in the challenge position, and your challenge is to want to feel the spark. So here, if Spirit is saying, I'm going to push the divine masculine like this, perhaps this is why divine feminine is going, you know, we're talking split particles again. Here you start as one, as in the experiment, maybe you're 20 miles apart, force that's applied here, shaking up the other particle here or the other person here. So divine feminine, if you're going, I want to feel a spark, it's going to divine masculine. Well, maybe that's what I should do. Spirit is saying perhaps I should make an offer. She's got 9 out of the 10 Pentacles. What the hell is going to happen if somebody else gives her a 10th Pentacle? Does that lock me out of the scenario? Does that leave me out in the cold? What have you got as a... see, where did I put these? Likely outcome is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this reading's getting juicy. It's getting juicy because we're talking...
Save the best for last, baby. Drive that message home, baby. Drive the
message home. Is that this is changing. This is changing. The universe push against divine feminine is to understand that you both had to make massive changes, right? Both of you had to make massive changes to bring this together. Now, I'm going to say quite openly, and this is devoid of ego, this is a genuine space where I was sitting. When I was back in there, I just wanted Ricky to shut up and fly straight. Honestly, it was like all the work that had to be done was his. Because his was obvious. His was obvious, and I really didn't know what had to change on my behalf. But Ricky was the one who's cracked me open on how many defenses I had to being open and vulnerable. Like he tells me to shut up and fly straight when it comes to being open with my emotions. And, you know, like, because I mean, it's bad, but when I would get to frustrate, instead of sorting things out, my thing was to, I'm not good company tonight, go away.
Right. I'll call you tomorrow.
Call you tomorrow.
I'm ready to talk.
Or in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
But now it's like
we don't run.
We don't run, and he stands me up, and he forces the a very
You get through it.
yeah for you do you kind
went
of
through it.
ask me to stand and deliver on that stuff, and I ask you to stand and deliver on your stuff, because there I was just like madly focusing on Pentacles, and there's Ricky Mark 10 with his hair on fire, and what was in between us was this, but it really had to. Knight of Cups is not like Emperor and Empress side by side. Knight of Cups is affection. It's Valentine's Day love. We had that stuff, but we did not crack the surface of what it required to have this kind of effect happening. And the universe is going, let's look at all the red flags. And I want to say to you, Divine Feminine, if you're able to resonate with what I'm saying, is that from where you're sitting, it looks like Divine Masculine is the one who has to make a big leap of, changes. They have to put the circus to bed. But there'll be things in your scenario that the Divine Masculine will rise up. I was very used to abusive relationships and having to hide my feelings and not expose them, and just really, I was a bit of a doormat to people. As strong as I was in this scenario, I could be a bit of a doormat when it come to, putting my feelings aside and being really truthful about what was going on. And this is what Ricky did for me. He, in being a Divine Masculine, standing in alignment with all the work he'd done, it forced me to take this spin, and I had to learn how to do my part of the journey, which Divine Feminine I was not able to complete until he came back. So I went as far as I could on the journey by myself before he came and brought that last pentacle, and when that came together, that's when we really could stand and deliver. Hey,
so you went that far in the journey, and then you started appearing in my dreams.
That was it.
Is that the sync? That sounds like.
Yeah, that was it. I got this far. Without you.
Yeah, what are you doing in my dreams?
Yeah, that was it. We can sit here now and go, that was another synchronicity that was playing out. Yeah. Is that the dream space was really being affected, and hindsight is 2020. So when people come to us, or not that was directed at us, it was a very general comment going, what makes other twins think they can give twins advice is that we can say this is what happened, and we hope that we can give you hope. We had this outcome, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, our experience was that when is that when we did the work and when we truly aligned with the journey, it did a 180 and it brought us into harmonious union. Brought us out from the cold, where we weren't connecting, weren't seeing each other, weren't having any fun with each other whatsoever.
No communication.
None at all. To this Wheel of Fortune 180. And it does, it's coming out for the Divine Masculine, but it's come out for you too, Divine Feminine. And I want to say those 180s are massive, and it is the thing that brings that, you ride the wave to shore on these wheels turning. Did you have bottom of the deck? Yep. Oh, another pentacle. Queen of Swords, the Magician. We've got the Three of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. So we've still got our Knight of Wands there. You really like to party, Divine Feminine, Masculine. We've got those Knights' energies are strong. So Page of Pentacles. So the push from the universe really is for Divine Masculine. It's going to be, again, it's like at the start of the journey. So it's like, the advice from Spirit is for the Knight to travel forward. Now, this Knight, I didn't really reflect on it. He makes steady progress. Every day, if it's a 12-mile march, he gets up every day and he does the grind that's required to do the work. So this Knight of Pentacles would get up every day to do what he needed to bring this 10 of Pentacles around. Now, what Spirit is saying to us is the push from the universe is he's right at the starting line. So he hasn't got to the point where he's able to give it. This is just advice. This is a projection forward. But this is what the push is right now at the starting line. Going, this is the work that you need to do, Divine Masculine. And where is it coming to you? In this meditation space or this sleep space, where you're starting to receive information about seeding this pentacle into your soul space. Why? Because there's some serious work to do. Now, the Queen of Swords cuts away any rubbish. And if she was going to cut away anything in this scenario, look, there's 3 cups on the ground that if he's got to kick him over, he's got to kick him over. And that's what the Queen of Swords will do. She will cut away any rubbish that is required for this page to make his journey. And then what is the likely outcome on that? The Magician. Honestly, I cannot say this enough, that where we were to where we are feels like magic. The alchemy that had to occur to get us onto this path.
Oh, definitely. It was a magic trick.
It's a magic trick. It's like, how did it happen?
Copperfield.
How did it happen? It's like, we still do sit here and go, like, I'll go, are you real? Are you really here? Are we really doing this? Like, it does, it still gets to me that what had to occur for these changes to take place and for it to all come back around. I still do. I am mind blown, and Spirit is saying that that's what it takes, Divine Masculine. It takes understanding that you are on mission and you are at the starting line. You got to cut away a whole heap of rubbish, and then the Magician will do its thing. You'll be scooped up into mission, and alchemy will occur. Then what takes place? And I read this specifically for twin flames. It has different meanings for different readings. But for twins, it's like the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine, and the Divine. Who's got the red flags on there? Somebody's wearing red. I'm going to call out. Is it you, Divine Masculine?
Superman.
Is it? It's Superman. I want to say that, yes, we're going to figure out what these red flags are. Yeah, the Knight of Wands is here. Yeah, look. But he's got it. He might have, but look, he's in yellow now. He's in yellow, so his cloak has changed to yellow. And I'm gonna run with that theory. That
lost the cape.
Yeah.
Lost the cape at the last fight we were at.
Superman might have taken his last flight to the circus. But Knight of Wands is still an energy that doesn't stick, right? So we're still, if we're talking about red flags and synchronicities, yes, we're starting to have this energy take place. But the Knight of Wands does make attempts to move forward. He does have a red hot crack at the next chapter. He has this wand in his hand. And look, with Mercury and Leo dancing with those fire energies, this could lead towards communication. He's definitely being pushed to leave behind anything that doesn't serve him. And we've had that sort of feeling come out through the reading a couple of times. And whatever mechanisms are playing out for him right now to be able to make those changes, those wands are in the air. He is being affected, or he is making changes, and they will be notable. And what I think is really interesting in that scenario, you've got a really fast-paced energy happening there too. These cycles won't be nearly as long for the next wave as they have been for the waves gone by. And like I said, it is predicted that this soulmate cycle will wrap up by the end of the year. So get to it, Divine Feminine. Keep doing the work. And if you're watching Divine Masculine, and we've talked to a few, which is really, really lovely, they're trying to figure it out from their end. And, it's a different energy that they approach with, but they're asking questions. So, like, this is starting to feel like it's a legitimate thing, and that this will happen, this 180, and this walking away from the dramas that they've had into mission, into understanding what it is to be an emperor and be on a soulmate journey and working with the divine for humanity with their Divine Feminine. Okay, so I think we're at the Oracle stage. Who do you want to draw for today?
Oh, what are you feeling? What are you feeling, feminine or masculine?
I'm feeling the masculine today.
Feeling the masculine?
I'm feeling the masculine. Righto. What have we got for Divine Masculine? Oh, I left one on the ground there, didn't I?
That's alright.
See, look at that just jumped out. It is union. See? Yeah. This is what I want to say. It's like this 180 where union's on the right. I'm not going to take it. It just jumped out at me. Union is there. Let's have a look. Let's do one more shuffle and see what I come up with. Let's go. Oh, no way. No way.
The same one as the other.
Like, literally, this is not even funny. This is not even funny. Like the reading that we did last night that we couldn't upload, this is what I drew for the masculine. That is, you can't even make that up. And then I do like a daily oracle card where I draw one every day, and I posted this one because I drew it again. This is the third time in 24 hours that I've drawn this card. You know what that says to me? 3 times, it's a thing. So, expanded consciousness for the divine masculine. Look at this. Up here in that space, in your soul space. Here, look. This, he might have his arms folded a little bit, but see how I wanted to take these 3 cups. So if you rewind the reading a little bit, that's what I said. I want to take these 3 cups out, and I just wanted to focus on this part of the card. This is what I'm talking about, expanded consciousness. Oh, I'm excited. That's great that come out, because this is what I'm feeling, is that they're getting the messages and they're starting to do something about it. They're starting to learn, what is this 10th pentacle? Am I supposed to offer it to this divine feminine? Is she available? Is she not? What is this energy? It's a 180 from where he's been going. There's something about this connection that is, you know, it's driving me forward to want to learn things, to want to grow in my soul. And the push comes from the divine, not from you, divine feminine. Don't think that you have to force this on your divine masculine. He will get it because you're doing it. You're doing the work, so it's going to happen to him by default because of entanglement. You and them, they are entangled. If you are a twin flame, as you increase your consciousness and awareness, guess what's happening to them? You're doing this. You're doing it. You're moving forward. And the result of it, I'm telling you, 3 times in a day this card has come out. It is a thing. Expanded consciousness, divine masculine is starting to understand something, even if they don't know what it is. Oh, brilliant. What have we got? Divine feminine?
Yes, ma'am.
Surrender. Yes. Right? Surrender. Surrender the fight, surrender the obsession, surrender the chasing. Accept that you're a twin flame and surrender into the path of the divine. Rest. See, this pose is like, it's not a fighting pose. And as much as like in the energy that's been, has been like we wanted to, it has been an agitated energy for sure, but it's been agitating you to get you to the point where you surrender. And you, instead of asking, am I lovable? Am I worthy? Am I a twin flame? What do we say now?
I am.
I am. Surrendering to the journey. Oh, this see, you surrender, and what happens to the divine masculine? Expanded consciousness. Oh, that's such a great message. One for the connection. I'm going to let you draw it. Do you want to do it?
You can do it if you want. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
You do it. You do it.
That one.
Oh, yeah, look. Souls collide, twin flames. This journey is all about crashing into your twin. Can you see it? I know it's a very abstract painting, but it was like I was expressing some very key ideals. Like I didn't really want to draw form like a really physical form. I wanted the idea of souls colliding, and let's see all this paint that I've thrown. I'll try and see how I've just splattered paint all around them. Like you can get the idea that there's a human form there, but they're kind of, what I wanted to get the idea was of that entanglement idea, right? Of here, this might be the body or the soul essence, but you kind of spill out everywhere. Like I didn't want it to all be captured within the form of a human body, and that the idea of this entanglement is once twins collide, you know, that essentially since you've ever been created, you've been entangled, but when you collide, that entanglement becomes very, very intense, and it's very, very hard to walk away from. If you can completely tap out of a twin flame journey, if you've come into contact in your 3D realm with your twin, it's very, very hard to walk away and forget it ever happened. Even when you're in no contact, this entanglement keeps you on the journey and seeking and searching, and without this collision that your souls have, you would never search, you would never seek. This souls collide energy is what triggers the journey. It gets you, it is the very core of when you start to understand separateness and oneness. So what I'm picking up out of this is this soul collision has triggered the journey. You're surrendering into it, and the divine masculine here, or divine feminine, divine masculine is coming into expanded consciousness. So it's definitely a transitory journey where you're starting to really understand who you are as twin flames and what that entanglement between you really is. For mine, that's a powerful way to finish this reading. This souls collide. That's the thing, the entanglement. Righto. So that's it from us for the reading. But we do want to let you know that we really do love talking to the community, people who've been reaching out to us. I think the easiest way to connect, we'll definitely leave messages on YouTube, but we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
And you can direct message us from those platforms, absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, that was an awesome read. Thank you for that, Susan. That was awesome. And yeah, just that, you know, these aren't definites for everyone. Just don't think that this is a definite to what you are looking for. And also, like you said, like hit like, share, and subscribe. And we're on other platforms as well. And just want to mention to the few people that we haven't replied to in the comments or messages yet. Again, with the technical problems before, and we have also just some good news. We've been also busy in our personal life. We have also got a house that we are just about to move into. So we've been busy with that, but we will get to everyone. And thank you for the love and support that you guys are showing us. Keep supporting us. Comment, like, you know, share it. Tell everyone about it. There's a wave coming.
We want to help.
Yeah, and we want to help. And like
we want to help.
Like Kaz says, souls collide. Let that soul collide. Feminines surrender and masculines expand
your consciousness.
Yeah.
Let the collision kick this off. Yeah.
No worries. And from me, I'm going to sign out and say, see you later.
I'll see you later today. See you later. That was very Aussie. And from me, I'm going to sign off in faith, hope, and love. Until we see you next time, it's bye from us.
Goodbye.